Hi everyone, welcome to your new relaxation practice. And we have just had the new moon, and now the energy begins to grow and build again. It begins to wax as we head towards the full moon, which I believe will be in Sagittarius, our next full moon in July. I didn't even look up the date. I think it could be the 10th of July for us in the Southern Hemisphere. Sometimes that might be the same for the Northern, depending on the timing. And so each of us will really experience these cycles differently, and sometimes we as a collective have a very similar experience. And I always find when I find it really helps to talk to my dear friends that are in touch with these energies, especially if it's an energy that I'm kind of struggling with, and have a conversation and realize, oh wow, they're feeling the same way too at this same time. And there's something really comforting about that. And I hope that part of these relaxation practices also bring you that comfort. I certainly do not feel relaxed in every moment of my life, and this is why, for me, learning to relax has been such a big part of the teachings for me personally, and I want to share that with others, because I know we can all benefit from feeling that our nervous system is more relaxed, that our mind is in a state that is more clear and calm, so that we can access the deeper essence of who we are, this beautiful intuition that's always there, but sometimes just gets a bit buried underneath, whatever's happening astrologically, whatever is happening in our personal life, in our relationships, in our careers, in our families, and we've always got a lot going on, and it's taken me a while to work that out. I'm a pretty slow learner, but it feels like life just there's a certain momentum of stuff, right? And so we consciously need to withdraw ourselves when we can, not creating stress around it, but when we can, on a regular basis, ideally every day, for just a short time where we quieten everything down. And that really is the aim of these practices that I'm sharing with you. And different practices will resonate differently. And that's why I try to share as many varied practices as I can. And you might keep returning back to the one practice that really works for you at that time. And that could be a few recordings ago, or they're not really time specific, even though I do talk about, we're coming into a waxing phase, or the new moon, or the full moon, or whatever it might be. They really are timeless recordings that, so just use your intuition. What you need, what may help you relax at any point in time. And sometimes a recording doesn't help us relax, and we need something completely different. Keep mixing it up. Have sort of like your little kit that is full of different relaxation practices that you can go to. Like, one of my favorites, of course, is being out in nature. And I haven't been out that much this last week. It's winter, not that that should be an excuse. I've got all my beautiful layers, but it's just how this week has worked out. Actually, I did go, I had a meeting in the city, and before that I sat in the park. It was freezing, and I think everybody in the park thought I was crazy. I took my shoes and socks off and put my feet on the earth. And I only had 10 minutes, but gosh, I felt the benefit of taking that 10 minutes, because I think sometimes we feel like, oh, I don't have enough time. I need an hour to go to that class, or I need, I've got to drive to get to the forest. So just do what you can do. And sometimes that's just wherever you are in this moment, just sitting still, and it could just be breathing. Simple as that, just being aware of your breath. The most simplest practices are actually the most profound. And this practice that I'm going to share with you today has been one that's been with me for many years and is part of a bigger practice. But I'm just going to share this little portion. It does actually have a name. It's called Aharana Pranayama. And what I find, how I find this works for me from a relaxation point of view, it really brings me back to home base, to my body, back to this physical structure, but in connecting in a really deep but subtle way. And really, it's hard to put words around it. And it will just become your experience over time. So just trust that experience. So use this practice as often as you need, as well as with all the other practices that you can revisit, to help you tune in to that world within. You know, one of my teachers always said that we live in two worlds. We have this beautiful material world. Like, look at the world, the flowers, the sky, the trees, the mountains, and everything in it, which is absolutely an incredible world that we live in. But there's also this other inner world that we don't want to neglect, and we certainly don't once we find it. And it's just as beautiful, and really is a place to me that feels like my true home. And if we want to have that experience, then we have to spend time in that world. So most of the time we're in the external world because we have to go to work, we have friends and family and all sorts of responsibilities that we're here to look after. But we consciously need to choose this inner world as well. So I hope that this relaxation practice, Aharana Pranayama, helps you to come into that beautiful internal space. So make yourself comfortable. I like to do this practice seated with my spine nice and tall, but there is absolutely no reason why you cannot do this practice lying down. Make the practice your own, whatever you need. There's really no right or wrong. So come into that comfortable position. Your eyes are open or closed down. One of the fastest ways we can connect to this inner world is by becoming aware of our breath. So no need to do anything except for bringing your awareness to the breath in this moment. I'm not sure if you can hear this on the recording, but it's just started to rain. So your awareness on the breath. Sometimes it's easier to be present with the breath if we find a location in the body to be with the breath. So perhaps it's that gentle movement at the navel, just sensing as the body breathes in, the navel moves away from the spine. And as the body breathes out, the navel softens back towards the spine. It's one of my favorite places to bring present awareness to the breath. Or perhaps you prefer awareness at the opening of your nostrils. If available, we are breathing through the nostrils. Don't worry if you have a cold or something, just breathe as you can. But if your awareness is at the opening of the nostrils, just sense that beautiful receiving of the air on the inhale and releasing, letting go on the exhale. right there at the opening of the nostrils. If it helps to consciously shape the breath, then please do so. Or you can simply just witness the body being breathed. Now please guide your awareness into the center of your forehead. So if we've not practiced bringing our awareness to certain locations in the body, it might feel a little out of touch, but I promise you with practice, it becomes a lot easier. And when I mention a point, it's not necessarily a specific point, like a specific location. It's just somewhere wherever your awareness lands around that spot. So your awareness right now, your awareness of the breath, is at the center of your forehead. Relax as you breathe. And now bring awareness to the space between the brow. Relax as you breathe. And awareness to both eyes. Relax as you breathe. The opening of the nostrils. Relax as you breathe. And both shoulders. The upper arms. The elbows. Lower arms. The wrists. Both palms. Relax as you breathe. Fingers and fingertips. Relax as you breathe. Return awareness to the palms. Relax as you breathe. The wrists. Lower arms. Elbows. upper arms, shoulders, the throat. Relax as you breathe. The center of the chest. Relax as you breathe. The bottom of the sternum. The navel center. The pelvic center. The perineum towards the base of the spine. Relax as you breathe. Return awareness to the pelvic center. The navel center. Bottom of the sternum. The heart center. Relax as you breathe. The throat. Opening of the nostrils. Both eyes. Relax as you breathe. The space between the brows. The center of the forehead. Relax as you breathe. keeping your awareness at the center of the forehead. Just allow your unique experience to unfold. Relax as you breathe.